This is not silence. It's his soul screaming your name. Have you ever felt the weight of silence? That kind of silence that seems to say nothing but somehow says everything? Today I want to talk to you about something that only a twin flame can truly understand. That deafening silence that is not absence but presence. That distance that is not coldness but fire contained. If you're here, it's because your soul needs to hear this. Subscribe now to the channel so you don't miss any message that could transform your understanding of this sacred connection. There are moments in the twin flame journey when words disappear completely. When he stops texting, stops calling, stops showing any visible sign of life. And you, beautiful soul, are left wondering if everything you felt was real. If that connection that shook your entire being was just in your imagination. But let me tell you something that will change everything. What you perceive as silence is actually the loudest scream his soul has ever uttered. Before we continue, I want to ask you something very important. Please stop for a second and verify if you are already subscribed to this channel. Every message we share here has the intention of bringing you closer to your twin flame, and it would be a shame if you missed the next revelations by not being connected. Reciprocity is also energy, and by subscribing you are telling the universe that you are ready to receive more. The masculine twin flame in his awakening. A process often retreats into what appears to be complete silence. No messages, no calls, no likes on social media, nothing. And from the outside, it looks like indifference, like he has moved on, like he has forgotten you. But the truth that I'm about to reveal will shake everything you thought you knew about this silence. His silence is not absence, it's overwhelm. It's not that he doesn't feel anything, it's that he feels too much. So much that his human system cannot process it. So much that words become insufficient, inadequate, almost offensive to the magnitude of what's happening inside him. His soul is screaming your name every second of every day, but his mouth cannot form the words. Imagine carrying an ocean inside your chest and being asked to describe it with a single drop of water. That's what he feels when he tries to explain what you do to him. The intensity of this connection has dismantled every defense he spent his entire life building. And now he finds himself naked, vulnerable, terrified in the face of a love that demands he transform completely. The silence you hear is actually the sound of his internal war, his ego fighting against his soul, his fear battling his love, his past self dying so his true self can be born. And in that battlefield, words are casualties. They fall first because they cannot survive the intensity of what's happening in the depths of his being. At night, when the world sleeps, he lies awake with your face projected on the ceiling. Of his mind, he replays every conversation you ever had, analyzes every look you exchanged, relives every moment you shared, and in those hours of darkness, his soul screams your name so loudly that it echoes through dimensions. But when morning comes, his ego builds the walls again, and the silence continues. You might be wondering why, if he feels so much, he doesn't just say it. Why doesn't he reach out, break the silence, end this torture for both of you? And the answer, beautiful soul, is because he's not ready yet. Not because he doesn't love you, but because the love he feels for you requires a version of himself that he's still becoming. The twin flame connection is not like regular relationships. It's not about convenience or comfort. It's about transformation, evolution, spiritual death, and rebirth. And the masculine twin flame, often less prepared for the spiritual aspects of life, finds himself thrown into the deepest end of the cosmic pool without knowing how to swim. His silence is his cocoon. It's the space where he's dissolving his old identity and forming his new one. It's where he's facing every demon he ever ran from, healing every wound he ever buried, questioning every belief he ever held. And he's doing it in solitude because that's the only way he knows how. But here's what you need to understand. Even in his silence, even in his absence, even in his seeming indifference, the energetic bond between you remains unbroken, stronger than ever actually. Because now it's being tested, refined, purified. Every moment he spends in silence is a moment he's working, often unconsciously, on becoming the man who can stand beside you in this sacred union. You feel it, don't you? In the middle of the night when you wake up suddenly, with his energy all around you. In the random moments when your heart starts racing for no reason. In the dreams where he comes to you, more real than reality itself. That's not your imagination. That's his soul breaking. Through the silence, reaching for you in the only way it can right now. The universe is not cruel. This silence was necessary. It's creating the space for both of you to grow individually so you can come together as whole beings rather than broken pieces seeking completion. His silence is teaching you to find your own voice. His absence is teaching you to be present with yourself. His distance is teaching you that the connection exists beyond physical proximity, and while he's silent, something miraculous is happening. He's thinking of you more than ever. He's feeling you more deeply than ever. He's missing you more intensely than ever. But he's also terrified that if he reaches out before he's ready, he'll hurt you again. He'll disappoint you again. He'll prove that he's not worthy of the love you offer so freely. What he doesn't realize yet is that you don't need him to be perfect. You need him to be real. You don't need him to have all the answers. You need him to be willing to search for them with you. You don't need him to be fearless. You need him to be brave enough to love despite the fear. Before we continue deeper into this revelation, I need to ask you again, have you subscribed to the channel yet? This journey is just beginning, and every video is a piece of the puzzle that will help you understand not just him, but yourself and this sacred connection. Don't let these messages pass you by. The universe is speaking to you through these words. Let's talk about what's really happening in his inner world during this silence. Every morning he wakes up and you are his first thought. Before his eyes fully open, before consciousness fully returns, there you are. In that liminal space between sleep and waking, his soul hasn't yet remembered to be afraid, and it reaches for you automatically, instinctively, like a flower turning toward the sun. Then awareness hits, and with it, the fear, the doubt, the overwhelm. And he makes the conscious decision, once, again, to maintain the silence. Not because he wants to hurt you, but because he's trying to protect both of you from what he perceives as his own inadequacy. He goes through his day, and everything reminds him of you. The coffee shop where you once met, the song that played when you were together, the color of the sky at sunset, a stranger's laugh, a particular perfume, everything, absolutely everything, becomes a portal back to you. And each time, his soul screams, but the silence holds. He sees your name pop up on his phone and his heart stops. Maybe it's a social media notification. Maybe it's a mutual friend mentioning you. Maybe it's just his mind playing tricks on him, projecting what he wishes he could see. His fingers hover over the keyboard 1,000 times a day, typing and deleting messages you'll never see. I miss you. Delete. I'm sorry. Delete. I love you. Delete. I'm not ready, but I'm trying. Delete. Please wait for me. Delete. I'm terrified of losing you. Delete. The silence continues. At night, when his defenses are down, when exhaustion makes honesty inevitable, he allows himself to feel the full weight of your absence, and it crushes him. The bed feels too empty. The room feels too quiet. His heart feels too heavy. And in those moments, his soul doesn't just scream your name, it sobs it, it pleads it, it prays it. But still he doesn't reach out, because he has convinced himself that his silence is kinder than his chaos, that his absence is safer than his presence, that keeping you at a distance is more loving than pulling you into his storm. What he doesn't understand yet is that you were built for his storm, that your soul chose his chaos, that your heart signed up for this journey knowing exactly how difficult it would be. He's trying to protect you from the very thing you came here to experience with him, the transformation, the healing, the growth, the love that breaks you open and rebuilds you stronger. His soul knows this. That's why it keeps screaming. That's why it keeps reaching for you in dreams, in energetic waves, in synchronicities that he tries to dismiss as coincidence. His soul is wiser than his mind, and it knows that you are not a distraction from his path. You are his path, not his destination, but his companion on the journey back to wholeness. There are moments when he almost breaks, when the silence becomes too heavy, even for him to bear, when he catches himself reaching for his phone with genuine intention to finally say something, anything, but then fear whispers its poison. What if she's moved on? What if she's angry? What if she doesn't want to hear from you anymore? What if you're not enough? And the silence wins again. The message never gets sent, the call never gets made, the bridge remains uncrossed. But here's what's happening on the energetic level that he cannot see. Every time he thinks of you, you feel it. Every time his heart reaches for you, yours responds. Every time his soul screams your name, your soul hears it clearly. The silence in the physical realm is deafening, but in the spiritual realm, the conversation never stops. You are in constant communication, soul to soul, heart to heart, energy to energy. The silence is only silence if you're listening with human ears, but your soul hears everything. And his soul is saying, I love you, I'm scared, I'm changing, I'm healing, I'm becoming. Wait for me, please wait for me, I'm coming. Slowly, messily, imperfectly, but I'm coming. Don't give up on us, don't give up on me. I know I've given you every reason to, but please don't, because you are the only thing in this world that makes sense to me even when nothing else does. That's what his silence is really saying. That's the translation of the deafening quiet. That's the truth hiding behind the absence. And your soul knows this. That's why, despite everything, despite the pain and the confusion and the loneliness, you haven't been able to fully let go. Because at the soul level, you hear him. You hear every word his mouth cannot speak. You feel every emotion his face doesn't show. You know every truth his life doesn't yet reflect. This knowing is both your blessing and your curse. It keeps you connected when logic says to disconnect. It keeps you hopeful when experience says to give up. It keeps you waiting when wisdom says to move on. And maybe that feels unfair. Maybe that feels like too much to ask. And maybe it is. But it's also the nature of the twin flame journey. It's what you both signed up for before you were born. It's the assignment your souls accepted. The silence will not last forever. It cannot. Because the universe is always moving toward union, toward wholeness, toward love. And the energetic pressure building between you will eventually become too great for the walls of his ego to contain. One day, maybe soon, maybe not yet, but one day, the silence will shatter. And when it does, everything you've been feeling, everything you've been knowing, everything you've been holding faith for will be validated. Until then, your task is not to break the silence for him, not to chase, not to beg, not to convince. Your task is to honor your own journey, to heal your own wounds, to find your own voice, to build your own wholeness. Because when the silence breaks, you need to be ready, not as a half waiting for her other half, but as a whole meeting another whole. Not as a woman desperate for his love, but as a woman secure in her own worth, who chooses to share her love. The silence is not the enemy, it's the teacher. It's showing you where you still seek external validation, where you still doubt your own knowing, where you still believe that love requires constant proof. It's teaching you to trust the invisible, to honor the intangible, to believe in the connection even when you cannot see it with physical eyes. And for him, the silence is doing even deeper work. It's forcing him to face himself without the distraction of your presence. It's making him confront his fears without the safety net of your reassurance. It's demanding that he do the inner work that only he can do, the work that no amount of love from you could accomplish for him. So when you find yourself hurting in the silence, when you find yourself doubting in the absence, when you find yourself wondering if any of this is real, remember this: his soul is screaming your name. The connection is alive and active. The love is real and growing. The reunion is inevitable. The silence is temporary, but the bond is eternal. Trust the process, trust the timing, trust yourself, and most importantly, trust that the universe has not brought you this far to abandon you now. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The silence is not empty, it's full of transformation. And when it finally breaks, you will understand why every moment of it was necessary. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying until the end of this message. If these words touched your soul, I ask you to leave a like on this video. That will help YouTube understand that this content is relevant and show it to more people who, like you, are living the twin flame process. Together, we can create a network of light and love that expands to every corner. If this information resonated in the deepest part of you, I want to invite you to leave here in the comments the phrase, twin flame, infinite love. That will be our way of knowing that this message arrived exactly where it had to arrive, directly to your heart. And before you go, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and activate the notification bell. Every video we publish here is carefully channeled to accompany you in every stage of your process. I don't want you to miss any sign, any guidance, any message that could be the push you need for your next step. Remember, every time you give a like, comment, or share this content, you are creating a cycle of positive energy that returns to you multiplied. And who knows, maybe in the next video, you'll find exactly the answer you've been waiting for so long. This space is your spiritual refuge. Here, you will always find a message that will speak directly to your soul. So don't just subscribe, come back, share, leave your mark on each video, because every word I deliver to you comes with the intention of healing, guiding, and strengthening your twin flame connection. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting, and remember, the silence is temporary, but your connection is eternal. His soul is screaming your name. Can you hear it?